My name's Steve Doyle, I'm the Invigilator today. We're going to talk about some pretty cool stuff. Thank you all for coming and sharing some time with us. What I will do first is just introduce you, or ask the panel to introduce themselves, just to give a bit of background on who they are and what they do. So, after you, sir.
Okay, Nick Cudahy at All Response Media, head up the digital strategy there. I'm one of the board directors.
Hi, I'm Lucy. I am Director of Engagement at an agency called Dialect based in San Francisco. We specialise in working with high-tech and video games clients.
Hi, I'm Alex Hawksworth. I'm the Head of Data and Technology Strategy for Group M, looking at trends across the market and trying to work out how we guide our agencies to best service our clients.
And I'm Keith O'Reilly. I'm Chief Product Officer and co-founder of Bionic, and we build ad tech primarily focused on measurement and attribution as well as optimization.
Brilliant, thank you guys. So what I'll just do very quickly before we get into the meat of the conversation is just to sort of give you an overview of what this session is going to be about. So integrating data from major customer acquisition platforms in order to accurately attribute revenue to marketing activities remains a major obstacle to success for advertisers today. The inability to unify conversion data along with various marketing channels is a real challenge. This session we're going to attempt to explore that in a bit more detail and look at some of the ways that marketers are looking to lead that challenge. So, let's talk about that challenge in a bit more detail. At first, Lucy, talk to us about how you're overcoming that at Dialect.
So, I think for us, it's a massive challenge. It's a huge challenge. I think, we have a lot of clients who are selling both on their own kind of owned properties, but also through third-party sellers like Amazon in the US, like Best Buy, Newegg, and actually being able to model all of that data both at a retailer level, but also at a media placement level. It's becoming incredibly complex. And I think, we've built models to try and allow us to do that, but it is, like I say, getting all those data points in, really understanding the interrelationship between those data points is getting harder and harder and harder.
Absolutely. And Nick, in terms of online and offline, how have you guys looked at that at ARM?
Yeah, so as an agency, we operate through the line, and I think one of the important things that we want to focus on is not just how we can attribute across digital channels, but actually the impact of offline media within those digital channels. And something we talk a lot about is if we can understand that better than our competitors and our clients' competitors, then we can get a strategic advantage on that. What we found with this type of challenge is that we can actually model things like TV data and digital data really effectively, but as more and more that digital data becomes harder to extract from these walled gardens, it's actually limiting our ability to do that, which is therefore not just a digital problem, but also actually an offline strategy and media problem.
So Alex, deep within the bowels of Group M, in the dungeon, what are you saying?
I kind of wanted to pick up on what Nick was saying, and I think we're seeing a huge battle at the moment, especially across the change in browser policy, across the legal legislation that we're seeing with GDPR, which is starting to reduce the digital signals that we have access to. And it's quite obvious that the cookie is starting to become a non-dependable indicator of things like measurement and conversion. And at the same time, I think there are indications to suggest that things like mobile IDs will also have to be changed or adapted. So as we see these pools of measurement data start to dry up, deterministic data becomes enormously important. And we see that within a lot of the walled gardens, but is it the best thing for any single campaign to move all of your spend within a walled garden? There are benefits to it, but there's also still a lot to be said for. And we have to remember really, really clearly that conversions that aren't tracked can still be conversions. There's still conversions happening even if you're not able to track that data. So the true value of those conversions will be lost if you move all of your spend or you start to shift your spend into the walled gardens. You need to work out a way of segregating and choosing different methodologies for analyzing the data you get from different sources. So whether you're looking at certain browsers that redacted cookies or browsers that have got cookies, you have to apply different methodologies for that. And then to try and generate better data for this, I think the models are enormously important. We need to find better ways to do that. We've seen interesting things with things like passive audio conversion, which allow you to do things like track exposure to any kind of media that has audio tracks within it, and then convert that into geolocation data to see store visits. These are new innovations that are really going to help us drive the ability to understand what that online, offline conversion path looks like.
Excellent, thank you. So that's sort of outline of the challenge. The next we move